Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Gathi with another video. Guys, in this video I'm here to express how angry I am. I'm going to be talking about love in the movies versus love in real life. When I mean love, I mean falling in love in the movies versus real life. You know, before I entered school, I watched a lot of movies, especially romance movies. You see these romance movies, they be messing with you most of the time. So I watch most of these romance movies that when you get to school, there's a probability that you're going to fall in love in school. And you know, I was expecting it like, okay, so when I'm walking to the library or walking to class, I'll just bump into the love of my life. Do you understand? Like we're just going to bump into each other. So I was expecting it, but it never happened. And I'm like, yo, what? Why hasn't it happened to me? Why have I not met the love of my life? Do you know, the movies make it to seem like in school, like in school environment, you know, everybody's busy trying to study and all of that. I watched so many movies where the boy and the girl just bump into each other and then books fall and everything falls on the ground. There are different scenarios to this thing. There are like 2 or 3 scenarios. There's the part where both of them bump into each other, their things fall on the ground, and then the boy or the girl is like, oh, I'm so sorry, my bad, I didn't see you and anything. And then 2 of them are just cool and they're like, okay, can I get your number or can we hang out, blah blah blah. And before you know, they are lovers. And there's also the part where it starts out as one of them being rude. Do you understand? So maybe they bump into each other and then one party is like, are you blind, can't you see, were you not looking, and all of that. And then the other person is like, oh, you must be blind also because you didn't also see, didn't you also bump into me, you know. And then there's a quarrel and everything and everybody's like, oh please excuse me, oh please excuse me. And then days later, probably weeks later, okay, they don't do weeks, they do like days. So days later, you know, she's with her friends or the guy's with his friends, and then she's walking by and he's like, oh, I remember this girl, I bumped into her at the library or somewhere, blah blah blah. And then he goes to talk to her and he's like, do you remember me, I bumped into you or we bumped into each other, blah blah blah. And boom, conversation kicks. So I was expecting all of that when I entered school, bro. Can you imagine that it didn't happen? I'm still wondering why it didn't happen. Like, so nobody could bump into me. Like, it's funny actually, I came into school with that mentality and I used to think that that's how I'm going to meet the love of my life. And guess what? I didn't meet him throughout my 4 years in school. I did not meet him through that means. So Nollywood lied to me, and so did Hollywood, because I was expecting that and it never happened. I came to school with the, oh, I'm going to fall in love in school, I'm going to, you know, all those butterfly feelings, I'm going to have it and everything. But it didn't happen like that. And when I sit down to think about it, I'm like, wow. So I was really expecting it to happen in that manner, because this video is for you probably thinking that, oh, those things that happen in romance movies, they actually happen in real life. Well, I'm not trying to say that they do not happen in real life. They do, but majority of what they do in romance movies do not happen in real life. Take it from me, I'm being honest with you. They do not happen in real life, you know. When love comes, it comes, okay? Sometimes it doesn't come with all the paparazzi, but it comes. And it's okay to not get the love that you envisaged. Like maybe you had an imagination of the type of love you were going to get, or the way you were going to fall in love, or the way you were going to meet your partner, and then it doesn't happen, and then you start thinking, maybe this is not it. You know, it can come in different ways. You can meet the love of your life in the weirdest places, like the weirdest places ever. The mentality I had that, oh, it was going to be in school setting and it was going to be fire, it was going to be butterflies and everything, it didn't happen. And it doesn't mean that I have given up, or the fact that it didn't happen in school, it won't happen after school. There's NYSC, there's workplace, there's other avenues, okay? The bottom line of this video is love can meet you anywhere. Stop thinking, oh, because it happened like this in so and so movie, that's exactly how it's going to happen to me. It does happen sometimes, but not all the time. So don't just like put all your hopes that, oh, I'm going to meet him in this, I have to be seated here and he has to be walking by and that's the way we have to meet each other. It doesn't work like that. I just wanted to tell you guys that Nollywood and Hollywood, they be capping most of the time because they're just telling us imaginary stories, okay? I'm sorry, I blame myself for believing them actually, because most people know. Do you understand? Most people know, but I believed them. I wholeheartedly accepted. I was like, this is how it's going to come to me, okay? I'm meeting the love of my life this way. But then it didn't happen. I'm out of school now and it still did not happen, but that doesn't mean that it will not happen in the long run. So don't just condition yourself to one pattern like, oh, I have to meet the love of my life in the church. Okay, you might not necessarily meet him in the church, and it doesn't mean that if you meet somebody outside of church that he's not the one. Do you understand? Like, don't condition yourself to it has to be here. Do you understand? Like a location or a venue or a particular place. That's just what I'm trying to say. Thank you guys for watching. Share this video with your friends and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.